We are all different and special, and from the time we are born, we grow and change. There's a lot to do. Learn to walk, learn to throw a ball. We grow up and learn to make important choices for ourselves.
Everyone's face is pretty much alike. We've all got 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth. And that's true wherever you come from.
My name is Mario. I come from Italy, but I live in New York City.
My name is Michiko Mori, and I'm from Japan.
But though we're all alike, we're also all different. Every face in the world has its own very special features.
I'm from Ireland, and as you can see, I've got red hair, very pale skin with freckles and green eyes. And some people would say that's typically Irish, but everybody looks different in Ireland. So how would you describe yourself?
Well, my face is very Italian looking. As you can see, I have real brown eyes, and I have a Roman nose, and I'm very hairy.
My eyes are hazel colored, and my lips are, let's see, kind of like a sweetheart mouth. How's that?
Long, straight, black hair, brown face, yellowish complexion.
The look on people's faces can tell you what mood they're in. Of course, if people are wearing masks, you can't tell what mood they're in. But they certainly all look as though they're having fun.
Now, taking a closer look, there are lots of things that are in common with me and the elephant, believe it or not. For instance, they've got big, long eyelashes, just like we have. And they've got nice big eyes with eyelids, and he's got brown eyes, and I think they can have pink eyes or grey eyes, so they all have different colour eyes. And if we go down a bit further, he's got a big mouth with a tongue inside there, and the all familiar big ear. Now, we'd all expect his ear to be really huge, but the actual ear itself is about as big as my hand, can you see? And this enormous flap of skin is really like my earlobe. Only I don't fancy having earlobes about that big. And let's have a look down here on his feet. Ah, he's actually got toenails. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. That's better. But his nose is definitely a lot longer than mine.
Humans have 5 senses. And we can use them all at once. The 5 senses are seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. This animal is a tarsier from Malaysia. It can see really well in the dark to catch food because it has eyes that let in lots of light. This is a mole. Moles live underground where there is no light and can't see very well at all, so they need to use their other senses, like touch and smell. Some animals eat grass, but lions eat other animals, and this one might be hungry. But these animals do have their senses to help protect themselves out in the open. They have extremely good hearing, with ears that can point in different directions, and eyes on the sides of their heads to see all around. You can usually tell that something's living because living things have so much in common. They move and they breathe, like this shark breathing out. All living things reproduce, which means they have babies which grow up to full size. And all living things need food.
I'm
here in the swampy state of Louisiana in America, and I've come to investigate an amazing story. Some people say that there are rocks in the swamp that bite.
Now, only something living can bite because only living things need food. So it can't have been a rock that bit these people. It had to be some living creature that just looked like a rock. It's the oldest trick in the book. Pretend you're a rock and sit very still, and you've more chance of catching your dinner. But these are living creatures. They breathe, they move, they have young. The question I had to answer was, which living creature was disguised as a rock in the swamps of Louisiana?
Oh, here's what we've been looking for.
Find it. Wow. Looks like a rock, all right?
Sure does. What it is an alligator snapping turtle.
This is it. Look at it.
You don't often find these out of the water like this. This one must be looking for a place to lay her eggs. This is the turtle that lures fish into its mouth by wriggling that little pink worm at the floor there.
And the tongue is like a worm.
Yeah.
I could see why people were fooled by the snapping turtle. She even had bits of moss on her, just like a rock. But she was definitely living.
Don't put your fingers too close,
These
because
things bite.
they are capable of doing a lot of damage.
Oink, oink, oink. Oink. Oink, 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 oink.
From our earliest days, we grow and change. And our features change too, as we get older.
He had the prettiest, waviest hair. That's different now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And his skin was smooth, no wrinkles, and didn't have any little pot here.
Some animals, like snakes, come from eggs. And this is a baby ostrich hatching. All animals produce young, and all these look like smaller versions of the adult. And they'll have to be cared for by their parents. This young ladybird doesn't look like its parent yet. This baby will turn into a butterfly. This tadpole will turn into a type of frog. And these babies will become flatfish.
When you've got a pet and an animal, it's a bit like looking after a baby, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to make sure that you attend to their needs. You have to give them the right food and fresh water all the time and keep them clean and basically give them the attention that they want. Especially like puppies, they love to have attention, like this little guy here too.
Wendy also looks after parrots that have been badly treated. They need plenty of good food.
Well, they eat a mixture of things that they can get in the wild and also things that they wouldn't normally get in the wild, but they're to help them have a balanced diet. They get carrots, fresh corn, orange, pawpaw. And they love the seeds of the pawpaw. And they get bananas. They also get some seeds and dry food in the afternoon.
Wendy won't keep these parrots forever. She's just looking after them until they're well enough to go back into the wild, where they belong. If you keep animals as pets, it's important to look after them well. So twice a day, Bob feeds his dogs. The funny hoods are to stop their ears getting covered in food as they eat.
Now, and this is primary meat and biscuit.
Right. So is that sort of their staple
diet, yeah. And they don't like too many changes as an adult. They like a regular type of food.
Right, so you don't sort of swap things around and vary it too much.
The adult dogs can cope with food that has a bit of crunch, but the puppies need food that is nice and soft.
I came to Africa to meet a boy called Andy, who spends all his free time helping to take care of baby animals that live in the nearby animal home.
So what did he actually start on when he was little?
We gave him milk.
Yeah. So that's a bit like a baby, really. You start off on milk and then you go on to
tougher stuff, yeah. I mean, he started eating small pieces of rabbit meat.
And then as his teeth got
got stronger and his jaws, and his jaw got stronger. And then he started going into he started eating a full rabbit each day. He has one set of teeth that he is born with. They are strong teeth when he's born, but as he grows older, they become stronger so that he can feed on really big things that he'll be able to catch and he'll be able to survive. I can show you how strong his teeth are and his jaws also. Watch.
Oh, he's not going to let go, is he?
Tug of war.
Go on, Robbie, you cling on.
Although a baby cheetah's jaws and teeth are very strong, they're not nearly as big or tough as those on an adult cheetah. This was a fully grown 10-year-old waiting for his dinner, twice the size and weight of 10-month-old Robbie. But apart from size, what else changes as a cheetah gets older?
The teeth become bigger and also their jaws become stronger so that they can get into really tough meat.
I think their coats are different too, aren't they?
Their coats are different because when they're born, they have a lot of fur in the back, in the neck.
Robbie looked a lot fluffier on the back of the neck.
Yes. That goes away as he grows older, and when he's 1 year old, it starts dropping off.
Now, Andy, why do you have to brush this baby cheetah?
Just like a real kitty cat. When they're born, their mother's like grooming, that's licking them.
Mm-hmm.
And if we brush them, it's a similar thing. And also, I mean, it keeps them happy and content. And
it's a bit like Mum giving you a big cuddle.
Yeah, it is.
As well as feeding and caring for your pet, it's important to give them plenty of exercise. And a good game of chasing the shoe is ideal practice for Robbie for when he chases and hunts in the wild.
Yum, yum, yum.
Why is it important to eat fruit and vegetables?
Because they contain lots of nutrients and it's important that we get them, and the best way is to eat fruit and vegetables 5 times a day. There are lots of different ways of getting the nutrients and preparing the food. Potatoes, for instance, can be prepared in lots of ways.
As well as lots of different foods, your body needs lots of fun and exercise. From time to time, we get ill, and the right medicine can help make us better. But it's important only to use medicine that's intended for you. Some people need to take medicine quite often in order to help their bodies work properly. For instance, you might know someone in your class who has asthma.
Is it your asthma?
Asthma feels like 2 people on either side of your chest, and it feels like people are pulling it every time you breathe in, and it feels really horrible.
Asthma's like you can't breathe, like you're breathing through a straw.
Keep any medicine you need labelled with your name on, so it can't be confused with anyone else's.